Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do.
Hi guys, Jan's Crazy Life. So I have a tutorial for you. It's kind of a corset card and you can tie it and close it, but it just looks like this and it's super cute. This one's kind of girly and it opens up like that and you can write your note. And if you look at this one's more like black lace and vintage. It's so cute. And then there is a little place to write a note. And you could cover up this part, but I really like the detail of it, so I kind of just left it like that. So what you're going to need for this project is something to punch holes. 8.5 by 5.5 cardstock. 8.5 by 5.5 your colored paper. I have a hole punch. I have a scallop 2.25 inch, but you could do this by hand or use a regular circle punch, but I really like the scallop, how it gives it a different design. Some glue, some double-sided tape, and I'm just going to ink up my paper and make it look vintage. And so I'm using oxide, some scissors. Alright, so first what we're going to do is we're going to take our cardstock and I am just going to ink it up and make it look kind of vintage. So I'm going to do that and then I'm going to fast forward through this part so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me. Okay.
We are who we are. Why don't I be me and you be you? We're spreading color around us. We're lighting up the sky, it's what we do. We shouldn't care about anyone or anything that brings us down.
Alright, you don't have to worry about blending it out too well because you're not going to see a lot of it but in the back, right? So I'm going to get black soot oxide and I'm just going to, since I'm using like a brown and black, I'm going to take the black and just, oh, and it left a black mark from my hands being dirty. I'm just going to kind of ink up my edges really well. And then we will put that back. Alright. So next we're going to take a scoreboard. And you're going to score. Where is my scoring tool? Right, hold on a second. And what did I do with it? I just had it in my hand too. Like scoring tool. Maybe it's underneath. I just grabbed another one. Alright, so we're going to score this paper at 2.25. And then we're going to score this next one at 2, not a quarter, 2 1/8. So I have 2 lines, which is fine. 2 1/8. So let me make sure I did this one right. Yes, 2 1/8. And I'll have all that linked in the description as well, the measurements of scoring. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this and we're going to cut off the pieces that go over it. So I'm going to cut this piece down to 2 1/8. And then I'm going to cut another piece down at 2 1/8, and then I'm just going to cut a tab off of this because this is going on the inside, but you don't want it in the creases, so I literally just cut a sliver off of the top, the side, and the top. Alright, and I'm going to do the same with these. I'm going to cut just a sliver off of the top And I don't think we need it on the sides, but we will see. Alright, so next we have our pieces of paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to score, and you decide what is going to be your front and what is going to be your back. I think we're going to make that our back and where the fold is. So these, yeah, we're going to take just a sliver off the sides too. Just a little bit. Don't take off a lot. And so we want to cut that down so when it folds, we still can fold without having any issues. Okay. So we just took a sliver and we're just going to glue this down. Right, hold on. Let me stick my needle in here. Alright, so we're going to glue this on down right on, remember, the part that's the outside of your card. So this is going to be the outside, it's going to flip the other way. So we do need it to be, because it's going to go like this. Yeah, so we want to go, this be our outside. Okay. This is the back of the card. Alright, so we're just kind of eyeballing where we want this to go. And then I'm going to do the same with this side. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to cut off some at the top and the bottom. So there is your card base. So we are going to kind of let that glue dry just a little bit. But we're going to come in and bring our two cards. We're not going to crease this part, but we kind of want to make these two sides meet. And this is going to be the bottom of our card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the corner up here. And I just kind of eyeball this, because this is going to be the bottom of our corset. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to go all the way to that fold line. Then you're going to go up and just cut away that piece. So there's the bottom so far. So now we're going to work on the top. And this is where I use my stamp. My stamp is not going to go through both pieces, but I'm going to kind of make a line where I know where to punch, and so I'm just kind of pushing a little, well, it might be, oh, there we got it. Okay, so that is the top of the card. So now I'm going to, at this point, fold my card, and if you notice, when I fold it in and crease it, I have a little excess right here. We're just going to trim that away. Did it fold on that second line? Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, we're going to trim this excess away because we don't need that. And then do the same thing on this side. Alright, so there they go. And another thing you could do at this point is you could score lines like a real corset, but I'm not too worried about that. So we have our middle piece that goes right in here and gets glued down. And I am just going to eyeball this as well and stick this down. So there we go. So the next part is you're going to take lace, ribbon, whatever. Of course, I'm going to use lace, and I have this black lace, and we're going to make it go here and here. So the bottom we want longer, so I'm going to leave the ribbon the way it is, and I'm going to take some double-sided tape and run this double-sided tape along. Should I use a skinny one? I'm thinking maybe we'll use this big one. Okay, we're going to run this double-sided tape as close as you possibly can to the edge. And then on the other side as well. All right, let me kind of get this straight. And and then I'm going to cut away the excess. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward, and you're going to see me weave in and out the lace from the top and the bottom.
Now, let's be free. Just be yourself. Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like to do, do what you like, do what you like, do what you like to do. Try to express yourself in your own way, and we could have some fun. No problems coming in our way. I would like you just the way you are, and you would like me just the way I am, and I would like you just the way you are, the way you are. Oh. Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like to do, do what you like, do what you like to, what you like to do.
Next, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to use this blue pencil so I can see it, and I'm going to make marks because I want them to match identical as they go across, which even if, I mean, it's not, even if it's not perfect, it's okay, but you kind of want them to be symmetrical. So the way I think about it is I'm like, we're going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And this one is kind of a lot because the other one I didn't do as many, but I think the more you have, the better. Up, wait, okay, so we went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then back up. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to make these exact ones across from each other, so they line up, if that makes sense. Alright, so now you need to get something to punch the holes and punch all your holes out. Alright, I need to let this glue dry a little bit. Alright, I'm going to let the glue dry. I'm going to record myself punching the holes on fast forward.
We shouldn't care about anyone who brings us down. Doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like to do, do what you like, do what you like to do, what you like to do.
So now I have all my holes punched out. I have my lace at the top and lace at the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same lace and I'm going to cut it down the middle, but if you have like skinny ribbon, you don't have to worry. But what I've realized is you need about 2 of the length to be good for you to have something hanging over and it to go through. So just make sure to measure your length of your holes and cut your ribbon at least 2 of the width, if that makes sense. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of fabric that I just cut, and I'm just going to trim it down the middle, and I'm going to start one just to show you, and then I will fast forward through the rest of it. And you could pretty much make this with any style, any color ribbon. It's a super simple project. As long as you have some double-sided tape, you will be fine. You could probably do this with glue. I don't know. Let me know if you guys do make this. And okay, so let's start on this side. And the first thing I'm going to do is, remember there's this hole right here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take to the right side behind the card. I am just going to put some double-sided tape, trying not to get it on any of the holes. And I'm going to do the same thing. And it's just off to the side, right? Because you just want something to be there. And I'm going to cut off the excess. You just want something to be there to hold down your lace as you put it through the hole. So we can start on this side. So I'm just going to lift up the top, and then we're going to take our lace and we're going to just run this through the hole, your ribbon or whatever you're using. And this is kind of tricky at this part because there's already lace in there, so you have to like really be like, what am I pulling? Alright, I think I'm pulling the right lace. Alright, so what we just want to do is we just want to take this piece of lace and cover that piece, so it just kind of grips it and holds it in place. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and out all the way up. So we're going to go back in, and then as we go, you can make it flat on the other side or give it a little. I've done both, but I do want to kind of make this one kind of like pop out a little bit because I think it's pretty like that. So we're going to go back in. And the longer you want your tie, so if you want your tie longer, I recommend doing 3 links, but on this one I don't want a long tie. And so back in, and I will fast forward through the rest of this part so you guys can, you know, just watch.
We are who we are. Why don't I be me and you be you? We're spreading color around us. We're lighting up the sky, it's what we do. We shouldn't care about anyone or anything that brings us down. So come on now, let's be free. Just be yourself. Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do, what you do, doing what you do. Do what you like, do what you like to do, do what you like, do what you like, do what you like to do.
Alright, so I got it, and remember, if you want your ribbon longer, I did exactly 2 lengths. If you want it longer to be able to actually tie in a bow, which I don't, I think I'm going to put some, I might just leave it like this, but I have other ones that are longer. But you just want to do the length 3 or something if you want to tie it, or at least 4. And then last but not least, I have the scrap piece of paper that I had. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this down a little bit. Just going to eyeball this, not going to measure it. And let me just see. Well, actually I want the background to show a little bit more, so this is just to put the sentiment in there. And then I'm going to use that black soot again. And since this is brown, so that it'll blend in a little bit. And there you go. I just wanted to tell you guys, I'm probably going to start doing my tutorials like this on a video before I go live on Friday night. So that way for people that want to actually follow the tutorials, they don't have to go through an hour of live chat to do them. But I will be there for any questions that you guys have or anything else. And there is our card. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Subscribe if you haven't already, because the best is yet to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing